Christ, whom Christians believe to be the Son of God as well as the Messiah, was arrested, tried, and sentenced by Pontius Pilate to be scourged and finally crucified, a most ghastly death. We are here today in 2014 to hear the arguments as to the justifications of Jesus' death and to determine the truth of his claim that he was and is the Son of God. Oh, excuse me. Court is about to start. All rise. Court is now in session. Honorable Judge Bolo presiding.
All rise.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated. The time has come for me, as judge, to offer my summary of the evidence you have heard in connection with the death by and crucifixion of, let me see my notes, Jesus Christ. I will give you some advice and directions, and then you must retire and consider your decision.
Object!
This prosecutor, you have nothing to object to?
Well, you see, Your Honor, I don't know why I object. I just do it. Something rubbed me the wrong way. So, in this case, this Jesus man certainly rubbed me the wrong way, so I object.
Please have a seat, Ms. Prosecutor. Well, even though that might be true, try to behave yourself. This is a court of law, not your playground. Have a seat. I trust you. Well, now, as I was saying, the case before you today is very simple, ladies and gentlemen. Was this man, Jesus Christ, really who he claimed to be? The Son of God who came to save mankind from the sins of the world? Or was he, as the prosecutor claims, just an ordinary man, a common criminal, a troublemaker, who suffered from, if I might coin her phrase, a God complex? Strange as it might seem, the case for the prosecution was made very eloquently by and rested on the shoulders of Jesus' own words. From the cross, as reported by those who were there, the prosecution noted that at one point Jesus appeared to cry the words, see, my God, why have you forsaken me? On another occasion, Jesus declared to the Roman guards that he was thirsty, prompting them to offer him some wine vinegar to drink.
There you go, Your Honor. That right there proves my point. Why would the so-called Son of God be thirsty? And why would he feel forsaken? Shouldn't he be above those things? Pardon my pun, Your Honor. But I'm just saying.
Ms. Prosecutor, you are out of order.
What?
One more outburst from you, and I will charge you with contempt of court and fine you, and I'm thinking about throwing you in jail. Please have a seat. Now, as I was saying, you will recall, ladies and gentlemen, the prosecution's assertion that these very words reveal that Jesus could not possibly be the Son of God, for if he had been God's one and only Son, then his Father in heaven would surely not have forsaken him or allowed him to stay thirsty or indeed suffer him to die such a terrible way.
Your Honor, may I say something, please?
You may speak, Ms. Prosecutor.
So, the point was made to Jesus, and not rudely at all, might I add, that the spectators who were there said that they called him to come down from the cross. Surely, if he was the Son of God, this was easy, right? I mean, if I had the power to be brought down from a cross I wouldn't fail to, I would do that. But the defense, on the other hand, Attorney Matthew, was less easy to understand.
the world away. He died on that cross. He died on that cross for our sakes. Now, this trial will ask the question, did Jesus do anything wrong to merit his treatment? And the answer is no. Did he look forward to his crucifixion? Again, the answer is no. But he was born to die on the cross. Was it his will? No, but his Father in heaven's will. For God loved the world so much, he gave his one and only begotten Son, that's whosoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. He died so that we can live.
And the award goes to Your Honor, I object. This is dramatic. This is ridiculous.
Have a seat. Objection overruled. Well then, at the heart of this rebuttal is the notion that Jesus expressed his sense of abandonment and thirst. He did this because he was simply demonstrating his humanity. For this man, Jesus Christ, claimed to be the Son of God and the Son of Man, an ordinary carpenter from Nazareth. So I gather from the defense, when Jesus cried out in pain and loneliness from the cross, as he was stating, this was Jesus, the man, crying out.
Your Honor, Your Honor. That's what I was just saying. He was just a man. That was Jesus, the man, crying out. Son of God, indeed. That's just some stuff Matthew made up.
Ms. Prosecutor, this is what we're doing right now. We're trying to ascertain whether Jesus Christ was the Son of Man or the Son of God. We don't need you to reiterate over and over that he was the man. That is why we're here. Oh, and by the way, you've just been fined $2,000 for speaking out of order and for contempt of court. I'm still debating about the jail term. Now please have a seat. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I see some merit in the argument of the defense, who went on to point to other words which Jesus uttered from the cross, which will demonstrate his true nature. As the defense noted, nothing tests a person's courage more than how they face their death. The defense pointed out that God is a God of compassion and forgiveness, and that Jesus showed these very attributes when he asked someone to look after his mother, Mary. He uttered the words, "Woman, here is your son." And when he told that person, "Here is your mother," we were also told that Jesus forgave his tormentors by saying, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." As jurors, you must ask yourselves whether any mere human being could show such compassion and forgiveness while contemplating their own brutal and humiliating death. Your Honor, may I speak? Proceed, Counselor.
May I point out the confidence in which this man, Jesus, went to his death. We have evidence that proves, let me check my notes. Yes, he told one of the robbers that were being crucified with him, "Truly, I tell you this, today you will be with me in paradise." And his last words before he died were, "Father, I commend into your hands, I commend my spirit, and it is finished." We have heard in his testimony that his words were so powerful that it prompted a Roman soldier to say that surely this was the Son of God. And to add to the notion that you think this sounds like sci-fi,
True.
Jesus died on the cross. He was laid in a tomb. And on the third day, not the first, not the second, but the third, he rose from the dead, ascended to heaven, and now seated at the right hand of his Father.
Well, if he's on the right, who's on the left?
It is because of him that we have salvation and everlasting life. The whole basis of our Christian faith is that those followers in Christ believe that this is true. Did he deserve to die a horrible death? No, he didn't deserve to die a horrible death. However, he was born to die on that cross and bear the sins of the world on his shoulders. That is how much God loved us. He loved me, he loved you, he loved you, he loved us. But the question is, how many believe? Thank you.
Counselor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this is a very, very important case in relation to where you will spend eternity. The answer to that question, it depends on your decision. Consider carefully the evidence and do not return to this courtroom until you have reached the verdict. Thank you, Attorney Matthew, for your bravery and eloquence in my court. As for you, Ms. Prosecutor, you have shown that you have no regard for the legal system, or any system for that matter. I thought about it, gave it some thought, about 2 seconds, and I decided 100 days in jail. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear your objections, Ms. Prosecutor. You have tried to make a mockery of this court. You can object all the way to your jail cell.
Let's drum on Real Housewives.
Thank you for your attention, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your attention, ladies and gentlemen, and your eventual verdict. And I hope you made a sound decision.